But in understanding color mood, you'll have to understand the separation between colors of the warm area and colors of the cool area. As you can see here, the colors in the warm area consist of lime green, yellow, orange, and red, whereas the colors in the cool area consist of green, blue, and purple or violet. Each area represents different kind of energy. Colors in the warm area usually emit so much energy, like the sun, and colors in the cool area usually emit less energy, resulting in a more mellow look. Usually for me personally, I always use both colors together. I use complementary color palette, so when I'm drawing something with orange light, I'll use blue as the shading color. But it's super rare for me to use the color from the cool area as the color of the main light source because of how little warmth and energy it emits. Since by this practice, I will use a warm color for the shading, and it's quite unusual. Okay, so now here's the list of what these colors usually represent. Please keep in mind that this is just theoretical, but in practice, you don't really have to strictly follow it. So for red, it usually represents excitement, love, energy, passion, anger, danger. And for orange, it usually represents warmth, creativity, energy. And for yellow, it's fun, happiness, and cheer. And for pink, it represents love, affection, and sometimes lust, for the hot pink usually. And for green, the color from the cool area, it represents nature, freshness, calmness, mystery, luxury. And for blue, it represents freshness, calmness, mystery. For dark blue, secret, and coldness. And for purple, it represents calmness, mystery, luxury, and sometimes spirituality. Remember that even one color doesn't have the same shade. So for example, change the shade of the green to be a little cooler, lighting design to the artwork by using the same color palette. So this one is orange, the background is orange. Can you layer, multiply, lower the opacity? As usual, give her a lot of shadow on her face since the light is hitting her from the back. Okay, let's give it the same base color. All of these images have all the same base color for the character. Make new layer, change the blending mode to multiply, the background layer, and color it. I usually start with the shadow first and then I'll erase the part that should be bright and work my way around it. Okay, so what if the lighting comes from below? So this part will be light and the cheeks will be light and the nose bridge and the upper part of the lip. See, it looks different now. She looks creepy now. It's because of the lighting design. Even though the left one has the same background color, has the same mood color. And then for this, we use green to see what kind of moods the color can convey with a different kind of lighting design. So for green, as the presentation says, it usually represents freshness, calmness, nature, and something along that. And take the color from the background a little and change it to a darker hue and make some squiggly lines. What kind of lighting design is this? Change the multiply, and now she looks like she's under the tree. Looks fresh and calm. Okay, I'm gonna fix this a little. And for the other one, let's give it green background too. Make it a little gradient from green to blue. This one is a cold green. The other one is a warm green. Add the lighting from top. As you can remember, the light falls on top of the head and the nose bridge. Well, now she looks like she is a mysterious girl you find in the woods. See, like this. She looks like one of those ghosts you encounter in the woods. Looks very mysterious. So what can we take from this is that the lesser the light source is, the more mysterious the scene will be. Mysterious, intimate, what else? Creepy, and it's more intense. The lesser the light, the more intense the emotion is. There you go. The application of our knowledge that we've gathered so far through this class, and I'll apply that into one of my old artwork. Okay, so we have our picture here, and as you can see, the mistakes on this piece is that there are too much focal points and the colors are all over the places. Okay, since I want to collect or gather all the focal points into one place, then I'll draw everything in one spot. So the head, the moon, everything. So the focal points will not be all over the places. Having bad quote-unquote art is important for your improvement because it teaches you how to do the wrong before showing you how to do the right. And this is also why you also have to train your eyes to be able to judge your own art as you are progressing in your art journey. Okay, so we use a pig for the reference for the wolf next to her. But since I want to make this piece look balanced, maybe we can add another wolf next to her. See, this one is kind of heavy on the side, so we add another wolf. And this one is also because the focal point is right in the middle. This is the symmetrical composition, so we add another wolf next to her to create a balance in the composition. Want to draw your art to be more personal, of course. Rules of art are just there to help you understand how to create things more easily, how to position things, how to pick colors. But once you understand that, you can do whatever you want with art. This is just touching the surface of art. So here I am separating the middle ground from the background, and then the focal point will be the moon that illuminates her face. So the lighting design of this one is backlight. So there's a rim light around her face. And then there's some gradients to the value design to create a contrast between the middle ground and the background to separate the two, like this one. See, you can clearly see the separation between the middle ground and the background. And maybe we can add the gradient too on the background. I always use gradient, not always. I often use gradient. So like this. Okay, let's save it first. And as you can see here, there's a contrast that separates the middle ground and the background here. And then add the light. I won't be adding too much light here because the lighting design in this one is backlight. So for backlight, you only need that. Yes, every time I want to draw, I always determine the value first before going to the coloring, as I've mentioned many times. So once you got a good value, you are good to go. And now we're moving on to the base colors. So I choose the color for the background first. So all the colors I pick will be a bit close in relation to the background color. So this color for the skin, for example, colors look a bit muted because I chose the background color first, which is blue. I think it kind of works automatically, unconsciously, I don't know. Whenever you choose background color first before choosing the colors for the objects. But first we have to duplicate it and then merge and then move that on top of the line art layer and clip that. Change the blending mode to linear light and then lower the opacity and then add new layer on top of that layer and just paint over everything. So my method is kind of a mix of cel shading and painting, I think, because again I kind of suck at painting. Yeah, just paint over everything. Add some details, add more colors, add more strands of hairs. You already have your line art, so it should be easier for you. So yeah, if you have an old art, don't be discouraged by it. Just keep drawing because there's a time in the future where you'll be redrawing that old art, making it look better. And old art is still your creation, is still your child, so love them. How should I know that? Well, I can really explain because art is very subjective, and that's why I've mentioned this before too. You have to train your eyes to be the judge of your art.